What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video here on Tam Fabwell. My name's Tam, and I'm going to be taking us through the entire Super Slam set, broken out video by video, class by class. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to be editing all these together, but when I get it figured out, you're not going to want to miss all of the Super Slam action. A little bit about me before we jump into it. Very new to Flesh and Blood. Played in the past, first like 4 sets, got out of Everfest, and then am now jumping back in, with this being my first release as a Flesh and Blood creator. Primarily play like Warrior and Illusionist, and those are not classes that are inside this set. And so what we're going to be doing is kind of just like my first look, my first impressions, giving my initial thoughts, and then having a conversation either with people here in the YouTube comments and /or people over in my Discord, which you can find a link to that all in the description down below. But without further ado, let's just jump in. It's going to be a long set of videos with how everything is cut up and moved up. So make sure you go and you check out the entire playlist for all of the Super Slam first looks. So let's get into it. We've got Tough Nut, Bumbling Hulkster. Instant. So playable at any time as long as you have priority. Commit this character or tap it, turn it sideways. Pitch the top card of your deck. Give it a 6 or more power. The crowd cheers you. When the crowd cheers you, create a toughness token. I think this character is really cool. Love the 3 hand size, the 40 health, the fact that like he's a big dumb guy. I love the use of the intelligence here, reducing hand size and making hand size larger. I love the fact that you're going to see in a different video there we have a 5 hand size character, a very smart intellectual character. I think it's very, very cool. I think it's dope. And so I like the fact that we are playing with intelligence or intellect in this way. Let's talk about Tough Nut's game plan, though. It feels like, and this is with having me not watched any games or any of it, I just like kind of get the understanding of instant pitch a card at the top of your deck. So essentially your character is the 4th card you would normally have, and you want to fill your deck with a bunch of high pitch costed 6s so that the crowd cheers you. So when we draw up to our hand size at the end of the turn, our blocks are better because I have literally less of them. If I have to block with all 3 cards, I want to make their block value normally on average 3. With the toughness, it will be increased to 4. And so like I think although his intellect is low, I think you have to really efficiently and smartly use the hand size that you have. Unless your weapon is so cracked that like every turn you're like, I'm going to block with these 3 cards, pitch the top card of my deck, and then swing with my weapon, which I know that rock exists. Of if I have no cards in my hand, it's a 3 for 7. So like literally just like, I don't know, 60 blues, and your goal is I'm gonna block with every card and then rock for a game. Like might just be an idea, you know. But there's this character I want to see in action, and I think seeing some of his cards is gonna be needed to see what's up. From here. We have the Revered Brute Equipment, which that's what Tough Nut was. Tough leather boots. If you control toughness and a vigor token, this gets +2. So pretty easy to see where we can get the toughness. So trying to find the vigor token, I think, is the puzzle here. But having, you know, a 3 block out of your stage, out of the arena, would be really solid. And this is the next action card you defend with this turn for your toughness. And so the toughness doesn't actually get applied to the leather boots, but it does get applied to the cards that you block with. Tough Nut having a less hand size. Just like the more block value we have, the longer we can stay in the game, the more we can get this pitch active. I think this card's cool. Is it better than the other brute legs that exist? Is it better than the, like, generic boots? I'm unsure. I think it depends on deck building restrictions. Like, I don't know. And again, I'm not a brute player, so like I don't have all the brute cards fully memorized, but like I know that it used to be scab skins or nothing, like for every brute character. Like you just always wore scab skins no matter what, because like you wanted to get all those action points. But because of our reduced intellect, it feels like that's not the case here. And so maybe the block value might just be what it is. If there's a different pair of boots, then maybe we maybe we wear those. But I think all in all, I think these are totally fine for being the common slot. Just an extra 3-blocked card in your hand whenever you need it in a clutch position. I dig it. Let's talk about the Revered Brute action attack. Good-natured brutality. Love this big bumbly image. Love the shields on his back. It's great design. 6-0 with a cost 2. It's a yellow pitch. When this defends, so when you block with it, if you have no cards in your hand, very obvious to have happen with a Tough Nut, it gets +6 and the crowd cheers you. So if it's the last card that I hand and I block with, or I block with a bunch of things, its damage becomes way better. It's also, I mean, it's the 6 that you want for Tough Nut themselves, as well as, like, it's pretty easy to pay for. You find a yellow or blue off the top, then you can just slam it from your arsenal. I will say, if you do stick it in your arsenal, though, it's tough to defend with it, as you cannot block with cards from your arsenal. This feels like a 3 of. I feel like we're just supposed to play this one. It's like this feels like a good card for what the character is looking to do. I guess it also just depends on, like, what does the build look like. But I'm excited to play 3 good-natured brutalities in my deck. Jaws of Victory. Love this. Love the art. This is dope. It's a red 2-cost 6 might 3-block. When this attacks a hero, if you have less health than them, the crowd cheers you. If you've been cheered, this turn, this gets go again. So if I have less health than you, this just naturally gets go again. I think it's a little tough on the red line. But because I think there's just, like, other red cards that might, like, do the same idea better for cheaper, but at the same time, getting the crowd to cheer you means that we get the bonus isn't necessarily the go again. It's getting cheered to get more toughness, or to get more toughness counters or tokens, rather, and, like, just, like, scaling these up so that, like, your 1-card blocks start blocking for on average like 5, right? Like getting cheered. Is he the first time when the crowd cheers you, create a toughness token? So scaling a bunch of toughness tokens, like, seems like a really easy way to, like, build up this hand. And, like, so having a card that says, if I get hit, I hit you again, or I get to block easier to, like, bring it back. I think there's definitely a spot in the deck for it. It just depends on how much. I mean, you know, man. I'm sure this turn. Maybe this is just, like, a really good card for this character. It just kind of checks off every box that Tough Nut wants, which currently he's the only character that can play this card. So it makes sense. From here, next Revered Brute action, wind up the crowd. It's a blue 3-cost 6 damage attack. Does not have a block, but you can block with it. So, like, things with toughness, like, lets you block to create the blockness. Instant, discard this, create a toughness and a vigor. Very good with the boots that we saw earlier. If I've got a toughness and a vigor, I get the thing, as well as with our character having such a low intellect, we're losing cards out of our hand, so vigor is going to be able to pay for things. If I've got one really big move that matters, I instant to grab the resources. I have the vigor to grab the resources, and then I'm off to the races to play some big walloping move. I think this card's dope. I think this is probably where it's at, and I think that the other brutes can't play it. It's a Revered Brute action. If they could, I think that would be a 3 of in every deck. So I think there's a world where, like, this is just supposed to be the case, and I think it's just the discard outlet for this, just to, like, make the extra resources. But, you know, 3 for 6 doesn't have go again. It's probably fine. Maybe it's not a 3 of. Maybe it's got some utility pieces in here. From here, we've got Numbskull Charm. Love the art. This is a cute little guy. It's a yellow 0-cost Revered Brute instant. Choose any number, destroy a confidence or might token. Those are things your rival has, so it's counterplay against them. The crowd cheers you, exactly what Tough Nut wants you to do, and then pitch the top card of your deck. If it has 6 or more, create a vigor token. So if you pitch, you get resources now, and if it's 6 or more, which is what your deck wants to do, you get resources on the next turn as well. It feels like, specifically in the not Revered, but Reveled? Is that the Reviled. In the Reviled matchups, this card's just like a slam. I'm gonna slam 4 of these and just, like, try and kill you. Or even like versus Pallades, like it's destroy a confidence token, like seems to make sense. This card I think feels good. Just getting cheered to say that your things like block a little bit better. This is a really good card to like store in your arsenal and like pitch for blocks on my rival's turn. I think this card's dope. I think this card's really cool. I don't think it's a 3 of, but maybe it's just in the sideboard. I don't know. Old Leather and Vim. Crazy picture with him carrying the anvil. That's very cool. Very cool. It's a red 2, 6 difficult, or 6 might, obviously. 3 block. If you control a toughness or vigor token, this gets +1. When this hits a hero, create a toughness and a vigor token. So essentially, if the crowd has cheered you this turn, this is a 2 for 7 that says when it hits, I make an additional toughness and a vigor. This card's crazy in this guy. This card's so good. This is a great break point if you can figure out how to get the crowd to cheer you, and it pays for half of its stuff later. And you could just like toss this in your arsenal, figure out a way to get cheered or whatnot, and then play it. Like this is very good if you can figure out the cheer puzzle. If you've been cheered, this card's dope. This card's very good. From here, we've got a Revered equipment. Aesthetically, the fact that it's got like the half covered on his eye is so cool. Like as like a helmet design, it's sick. It's so cool. Helm of the Adored. 1 block, when this defends, the crowd cheers you. So Pallades is going to make a confidence, and Tough Nut is going to make a toughness. He's tough. He makes toughness. And then Blade Break. So like if you need the crowd to cheer you on this turn to gain the token and then go on, I think it's fine. I think that like this card for these classes is probably where I would be at most of the time, unless like the random generic ones are like kind of crazy. I know Brute has one that's like intimidate a card out of their hand, but I don't really care about that. I do think like getting the toughness to say the rest of my blocks are like a little cleaner is cool for the I guess the following turn. So I get the toughness now, and then it goes to my turn. I still have the toughness, so all my if I have a toughness effect works, and then I go back to your turn, and then it breaks, and then my blocks are good. So I guess it is like as a plan pretty far ahead for the Helm of the Adored to work, specifically in Tough Nut. But in Pallades, hey, I got this big move I wanted to send to you. I'll block this one. I'll grab my confidence counter, and then I'll just like slam the move, which seems pretty good. From here, we got the Revered equipment arms. Hold firm. Action. Pay 3. So pitch a blue. Destroy this. Create 3 toughness tokens. Activate only if you have less health than each other hero. So in the multiplayer format, you gotta be the lowest of the group. In the 1v1, you gotta be lower than your rival. Go again. Blade Break. So it is create 3 toughness tokens, or this thing blocks for 1 in a pinch. I like this a lot for Tough Nut on a turn that like you feel like you actually have to hold your whole hand. I will just activate Tough Nut on my turn, pitch my free one, grab the hold firm, and then like be good for the turn. Like that's okay. And then I'll draw my 3, and then all of these are going to be blocking for 3 extra. It means that you're probably not going to kill me, so I can block really efficiently and then push some sort of onslaught back. Great use of it. When it comes to Pallades though, unless there's some reason that we really need all 3 toughness tokens, I guess like, you know, turning your 3 blocks into 6 blocks, it's good for playing these really tall ideas. So I guess that's just like an acceptable rate to put them on. This card's probably fine. I think it's a common slot. I think it's creative, and that'll be the points that it gets. It gets to be creative. Okay. From here, we have the Crowd Goes Wild. This card's nuts, I think. It's a blue with 3 cost, 6 damage, 3 block. If you've been cheered this turn, this costs 3 less to play. So if you've been cheered this turn, it's a 0 cost for 6, which is just very good, especially in a character like Tough Nut, where I will commit my character, or tap my character, pitch the top. It's a 6. I'm cheered, so I get my toughness. It's a blue, so I get my things, and then I just sling 6 for free. Like, this is just like the freest 6 damage of all time. And I've got 3 extra to do things with, so like I can set up other ideas, right? I can play actions beforehand and then go for the crowd goes wild. Obviously, it's very good in Tough Nut. It's got his big dumb face on it. So this card is very cool. My only issue is that it's yellow, and so to do this idea, and then like I use Tough Nut, and then I pitch this my own crowd goes wild off the top, and I go, crowd didn't like that. No cheer. I guess it's a 6. They did cheer me, so it's easy to play. Okay, I'm actually in. I'm actually so in. I don't get the 3 resources. I'm actually so in. I'm so in. This card's great. This card's so good. I think this card's better than the Revered Brute one. This one's sick. I'm in. This one's dope. No hero stands alone. It's a yellow 3 cost, 6 power, 0 block. While this is in any zone, if you've controlled a toughness token this turn, this gets +3 in ambush. Okay, let's talk about timing. So when I go to my rival's turn, I own the toughness token during the turn, and then it breaks. And so this does not block for 3, it blocks for 4 because my toughness token broke. And then it's allowed to exist in my arsenal, so it's a very good last ditch to here. So I can play it, defend with it, and / or I can just swing with it if it ever gets back to me. When this defends, clash. So we both look at the top card of our deck. Whoever has the highest damage card revealed this way wins the clash. The winner may choose an attack or defending card to get -3/-3 this chain link. So when I am defending with this card, it says that your move gets -3. Whoa. Choose an attacking or defending card to get -3/-3. I don't know why I would ever choose a defending card to get -3/-3. Like, why would I ever do that? I must be missing something. The winner? Oh, the winner. The winner. So if they win, it reduces my block. I'm now caught up. That's why we're clashing. We're clashing, and then if you win, I get punished because the hero will stand alone. Okay, I get it. I get it now. I'm all caught up. This card seems crazy. If you can figure out the hoop to jump through of making the toughness token, it is just everything that you want to be doing when it comes to like the revered character. You got to make a toughness, and this card is absolutely nuts with it. It's so good. I'm into that one. A good clean fight. It's a red 3. 7 damage move, grab breakpoint, blocks for 3. If this is attacking a hero, non-equipment cards they own lose and can't gain abilities, period. This includes all auras, this includes all characters, this includes all items. This card is so cool. What a scary card to be playing into if you are playing against a revered hero. 3 for 7 that says, hey, you have to be you gotta play against me honest. All these prism auras, they don't ward any longer, but it also does mean that you can just take the 7 damage and keep all of your transformed angels and all of your spectral shields around. It says that also, like, my rivals, I guess at the start of their turn, their toughness would have broken. But it says things that, like, embodiment of earth tokens are significantly worse because they don't activate. Interesting. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here for a good clean fight. And I think it might be like one of my favorite flavor designed cards that I've seen so far, just because of like the idea of a good clean fight and then like no tricks, play the real game. That's very cool. It's very, very cool. Non-equipment cards. You know what this means? This also means that like the defense reactions don't trigger. So, like, if I play a defense reaction, I'm not allowed to, like, sync blow or anything. Because, like, it's blank. It just doesn't do anything. Block cards are blank, right? As when we look back at this, like, this card's just blank. It doesn't clash. It doesn't do any of this. It's just a 0 block now. So a good clean fight, just like no hero just beats, no hero stands alone. That's cool. That's cool. All right, I'm in. That's sick. All right, Escalate Order. It's a red, 2 difficulty, 6 damage move, 3 block. When this attacks, if you control a toughness token, create 3 more. Again, asking the question, how do I jump through the hoop? How do I get cheered as Tough Nut to then play the Escalate Order and then grab more? The easy answer is, you know, you commit Tough Nut, pitch the top card. It was 6. I've cheered. I play the Escalate Order. I now have 4 toughness. So my cards that normally block for 3 are now blocking for 7. That seems actually insane in that character. It seems so crazy. But I think it's also okay in Pallades as well, so you can figure out how to get the toughness, because, you know, 2 for 6 doesn't quite have to go again, but like setting yourself up for defense to keep hands, like 1 card blocking hands, is good. It's just all in all good. And so if you can figure out, again, jump through the hoop, find the toughness, you'll be a-okay. From your old favorite, it's a yellow 3 cost, 6 power for 3. We're gonna see that a ton. When this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. Love that. When this defends, if it has 6 or more defense, put it on the bottom of the owner's deck when the combat chain closes. So this card says that if I have 3 toughness tokens, I then get to take, and when I block with it, I put it on the bottom of my deck to stop fatigue ideas. And so if I can constantly keep up these toughness tokens, as long as I have a blue and old favorite, I'll never deck out. I do have to figure out the puzzle of how do I get this to 6 or more defense. But like with cards like this, it feels kind of easy to make old favorite kind of rock solid. Neat card. It seems a little tough of a hoop to jump through, but if you are nervous and you are worried about fatigue, this is a great tool for you. From here, I've got Tame the Beastly Behavior. It's a red 3 cost, 7 power, 3 block. When this attacks a reviled hero, specifically a reviled hero, it gets +1 damage. So it's for 8. When this hits a reviled hero, put a card from their arsenal on the bottom of their deck. So basically CNC. 3 cost CNC that swings for 8 versus 2 characters in the game. I think this card's very cool in your sideboard if you just don't own CNCs. But 2 for 6 is way better than 3 for 7, possibly 8. And then if there are 2 characters in the entire game, you CNC them. Like, it's not gonna, like, it's whatever. If they just, like, randomly printed 4 more reviled heroes, I think this card would see plenty of play. But as is, it just seems like really kind of wishy-washy. Renounce Violence. I think, again, spectacular art. It is a blue, cost 0, revered instant. Destroy up to 3 might tokens, period. Create a toughness token for each token destroyed this way. The reviled heroes make might tokens pretty efficiently. And so breaking their might, as you see, like a very obvious villainous looking character on the card, you're getting rid of his might to create toughness for you, the good guy, the hero. Again, gives me big swords to plowshares kind of ideas of like the villain is taking a second to like understand the beauty of their world. Poetic LSS. A+ on the art. This is sick. This is good art. But yeah, I dig this card. Again, creating, if it said like destroy any 3 tokens to create that many of a thing, I think I'd be down. But, and even like make it cost something, right? Like being able to like get rid of non-might tokens would be very cool. But the flavor of might tokens for toughness tokens makes sense. From here, we got Never Give Up. I've heard a lot about this card. It is an instant. Sorry, it's a yellow. Does not have a difficulty because it is a block card. Blocks for 3 organically, but it says instant. Pay 2. Put this on the bottom of your deck. Target defending action card gets +3 this chain link. So it's kind of like you're taking this card and you're blocking with it out of your discard pile. Kind of. But you're just like increasing that one, which has implications in the game. Activate this only while it's in your graveyard. You have less health than each other hero. And you've been cheered this turn. So 3 hoops to jump through. But if you jump through them, you just get to like play this block for free. Like play a bonus card out of your discard pile, essentially, right? A bonus card's worth of value. This card is so cool, and I cannot wait to see matches happen on stream in like major callings where the last point of damage is what's going to matter, and a never give up is the thing that saves. Like, I can just imagine the casters going absolutely crazy about this play. Super excited. Is it a 3 of in your deck? No, I don't think so. I could be proven wrong, but I think the in your graveyard less health you've been cheered on your rival's turn seems like a bit of a stretch to accomplish. But if you need it, never give up defensively seems really cool. From here, we've got our first slew of cards. All 3 colors for Comeback Kid. It's a 3 cost, 7/6/5 for red, yellow, blue. And then when this attacks a hero, if you have less health than them, kind of a theme for the Revered heroes, the crowd cheers you. We love that. If you've been cheered, it gets +1. So from here, really big fan of the yellow and the blue copies of these. Because of if you've been cheered, they become 6 for the blue, 7 for the yellow. I think those breakpoints are great. 8 damage is really good for an attack. Like, it's good, right? But it's not quite the combat yellow for blue for 6 we see, or the yellow for 7 that we could see. So I really like those 2 colors. Not in love with the Comeback Kid in red. From here, we've got 3 cards that when I first made this presentation, I thought that they were all the same card until I had to go back and relook and be like, they look so incredibly similar. So we've got Disembody. It's a red cost, red color, 3 cost, 7 power for 3. Another Revered action. When this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. We love that. When this defends, if it has 6 or more power, or 6 or more defense, the attacking hero puts an aura they control on the bottom of their deck. An aura token ceases to exist. So, on offense, if I've been cheered, my blocks are a little better. On defense, if I've jumped through a bunch of toughness hoops, I get to say that your turn is significantly worse, putting your auras on the bottom. I think it's totally fine. 3 for 7 is probably an okay rate for this. The question is can you be cheered because a blank 3 for 7? Not worth it. And a good 3 for 7 to, like, if cheered, make more toughness tokens seems kind of cool. I still think it's going to be a little tough to get those triple toughness tokens going off unless you find, like, the perfect line. In which case, you know, how many times in a game is that going to happen? How can you set it up? For me, we got Disarm. Again, great art. It looks very similar to the last one. It's a yellow 3, 6/3. When this attacks, if you've been cheered this turn, create a toughness token. We've done it. While this defends and you have 6 or more, the attacking hero puts a card from their hand on the bottom of the deck. So this one, it says Aura on the bottom of the deck. This one says Hand to the bottom of their deck. Makes sense? This one feels way better as an idea of the hoops you have to jump through. I block with this one card, and I might rip a card out of your hand and put it on the bottom. That is less offense for you to, or it's less offense for you to be playing on this turn if you had more things to do. Probably not very good in the Guardian matchups because they're doing like one thing. But maybe it rips an aura. I guess it wouldn't rip an instant out of hand before they get a chance to play it. But if they play the instant, then they maybe don't get a chance to arsenal. There's certainly a lot of times where disarm is very potent. And then from here, we've got Disperse. It is a blue cost 3, swings for 5. It is 3 block. When it attacks, if you've been cheered, make a toughness token. You can see how I got them all confused. When this defends, if it has 6 or more, the attacking hero puts a card from their arsenal on the bottom of their deck. Feels very much like the Earth action card, which is either like Felling of the Crown or the other one. I don't remember which one is which, but I know I hate both. This is one version of it. This is the other, but on defense rather than on offense. And so it's probably like a little bit more fair. And so when I see this, I think that the best of the three is probably just Disarm, because cards in hand is like really impactful here. It's how you pay for cards, it's how you play cards. But getting rid of that arsenal is probably really cool if they had some follow-up idea, or like if there's like a defense reaction or something stuck down there. Just getting it off the bottom out of their arsenal seems highly impactful. But again, it's a 3 for 5, so while attacking, yes, I can make the toughness token, but maybe not quite the value that I'm looking for. From here, I've got Fair Fight. It's a red 2, swings for 6, got a 2 block. If this is defended by a reviled card, this gets +1 attack, bumping it up to a 7, which is a great break point. When this hits a reviled hero, put this on the bottom of its owner's deck. Love the thematics here. If you're a dirty, rotten cheat, I'm going to hit you harder. If you're a dirty, rotten cheat, if it hits you, I'm going to put it on the bottom of my deck so I can play it again. I mean, this is very, very good. Seems really cool and limited. Probably not going to see any play in competitive, just because your sideboard slots are just so tight. Shining Courage. Love the art of love the aesthetic of this hero in the arena. It's a red revered instant, red for 0. Up to 1 target defending action card gets +3 this turn. The crowd cheers you. So it's kind of like a sigil. It's kind of like a red Sigil of Solace, but it also, as your 2 revered heroes, makes you either a toughness or a courage token, which is pretty good. Or like it itself is a block card. It also says that like your 0 cost blocking cards that we saw in the Brute package earlier, they now block for something, and then the crowd cheers you. And so like a bit of a get out of jail free card, lets you cheer on my rival's turn, so that either if you've cheered this turn and your blocking ideas is cool. It also says that like if your rival has successfully blocked you out, right? I'm playing a 6 damage move. They're blocking for 6. You could Shining Courage their defense reaction for +3, or their defending action card for +3, and then the crowd will still cheer you. And so it's like trading this card for a cheer, which could be impactful on the next attack or by activating the ability on the thing. And so like there's certainly some ideas of when is the best time to play this card, and it can be a little tricky depending on how you want to utilize this one. A lot of choices here, but I think it's gonna be very good versus the assassin warrior classes, because their attack reactions, just being like, I'll give it +3, actually I'll defend for 3 more, seems really potent. Will of the Crowd. William of the Crowd. It is a blue-costed revered block, so blocks for 2. When this defends, if you've been cheered this turn, I wonder how we do that. Defending action cards get +3 this chain link. So you use the block, and then you block with an additional card, because this does say chain link, not this whole turn. So on this specific attack, it's essentially you're turning every action card into Shining Courage, but you do have to specifically block with Will of the Crowd. This card seems very, very good if you're trying to block very tall things, especially if you're trying to get around confidence tokens. Confidence is a really easy way to clean up and win the game. Will of the Crowd makes you lose your confidence for sure. I will block for 2, and then these other cards are going to be blocking for 6 each. So like this is a 14 block if we want it to be, if I blocked with Will plus the 2 other cards that I could for my confidence. Here's a 14 block. Seems really solid, really solid. I like this block a lot, and this might be like one of the reasons that I play a revered hero, because I think this card is very, very solid in them. From here, we have another set of cards. I got the toughness token down in the bottom corner. Dig in. It is red, yellow, blue, 7/6/5 swing. When this defends, you may pay up to 3, create that many toughness tokens. So just a really cool on-block trick, just to give you a bunch of toughness tokens so that on the following turn you can go. I think this card's really cool on the turns where you don't actually have very much that you can do. Your rivals ripped cards in hand or whatever. They're playing a bunch of stuff. So I will block with my dig, block a big tall move, hold my 1 blue left, pitch the blue, make a bunch of toughness tokens, and on my next turn, I know that I get to have a turn. I like this card a lot, specifically in blue, because the dig in can pay for itself. If I could pitch dig in when I block with dig in. I dig this card a lot. I think this card's really, really neat. I think blue's the only one that I could see myself playing. Don't see the red and the yellows making it for the cut. From here, we've got Empowering Ruckus. It is a yellow 3-cost, swings for 6, attack, blocks for 3. If you've been cheered this turn, this gets +1 damage. So if we cheer, it's a 3 for 7 as a yellow. Good stats as a yellow. I think it's totally fine. The fact that it's only coming in 1 color means it's probably pretty decent. If you've been cheered this turn, and again, if we can cheer it like instant speed or whatever, like having it get that +1 over the top, seems to be really impactful. Yeah, kind of neat that like it can get this bonus at instant speed, because if you can cheer at instant speed, that's dope. Like Tough Nut can. Tough Nut absolutely can cheer at instant speed. This card's very cool. This card's very cool in that character. Fight from Behind, another set of cards, red, yellow, blue. Swings for 6/5/4. It's a 2 difficulty. Blocks for 2. When this attacks or defends, if you have less health than each other hero, the crowd cheers you. Just a way to get your confidence or toughness tokens on the board. A little under rate with the 2 block, I think, and then like 4, 5, 6 for the reds. Probably like I want my reds to be a little bit more impactful, but again, if you need the crowd to cheer you, if your whole deck is about cheering you, then this card is probably acceptable. But like 2 for 4, not a great rate. This might be like where the yellow comes in. I'm unsure. This whole card I'm just like a little iffy about. Not in love with it. And the art's really yucky. I'm not over here trying to look at its dogs the whole time. Rapturous Applause. Great art. Another set of cards, red, yellow, blue. It's a 3 diff that swings for 7, 6, 5 respectively. It's got a 3 block. When you win a clash revealing this, the crowd cheers you. So here's where my unfamiliarity comes out, and that is I don't know how often putting specific when you win a clash with this, you get a thing matters a lot of the time. This is like my lack of experience playing against or as Guardian. And normally when I play against Guardian, I'm playing as Warrior, and I've never won a clash in my gosh darn life. I just don't do that as that class. And so it's tough for me to understand the value of this, but as we look back here, this is a 2 for 4. This being a 3 for 5 at the blue is probably like at least a better, more acceptable rate, because we want to fill our Guardian deck with a bunch of blues. We even want to fill, our Tough Nut deck with, I guess we'd want to, Tough Nut would want the 6s, so we want yellow or red, but then like we're not getting enough for the 3. Tough to say how good this card is, and I think it's all based on if you win a clash, the crowd cheers you. How often is that going to happen inside of these decks? How often does Brute even clash? If I could be honest, how often does Brute clash? I have no idea actually. I have no idea. Tough Smash Up. When this defends, clash with the attacking hero. I see. Here's a slew of cards. Red, yellow, blue. They're attack actions that swing for 7, 6, 5. They all cost 3. When this defends, clash with the attacking hero. The winner creates a toughness token. You may put your revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. And so if you would make a toughness token here, and then when you win with this, the Rapturous Applause, you get either a second toughness from Tough Nut, or you get your confidence token from Pallades. If you have like a clashed themed deck, I mean, this seems pretty decent for doing the thing, right? Like Like when this defends, clash an attacking hero, that your toughness token that you would create is like makes you better at defense. Like you could run 9 of these and just be clashing over and over and over again. It's like making a bunch of toughnesses to make your defensive clashes more impactful, and it just like scales constantly. The real question is yes, you're doing all this cool maneuvering defensively. What's your offensive game plan look like? And I guess it's like 3 for 7 is like a good enough rate for the red to smash it up. Just like sling it, I guess. Another set of cards. We've got Turn the Crowd Grateful. Love the art on this. Love the petals in the air. Red, yellow, blue. They all cost 3, 7, 6, 5 is the damage they do. Blocking for 2 this time. When this attacks a reviled hero, this gets +1. When you hit a reviled hero, the crowd cheers you. So very similar to the card that we saw earlier of, I think it was Down But Not Out. Is that the name of that one? Comeback Kid. No, it must have been a different card. Oh, it was Fair Fight. When it's offended by a reviled card, it gets +1 when it hits and put it on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's a bit of a this was just when it attacks rather than when it's defended. So I guess the yellow ones of these are probably pretty good, right? Specifically against the reviled heroes. But again, there's 2 of those in the whole game. How much CC plays is gonna see? Probably not a ton. Who's the tough guy? Another set of cards. This one costs for 2. It's an attack action. It swings for 7, 6, and 5, respectively. When the combat chain closes, if this didn't hit, the defending hero creates a toughness token. Love this in red. Not a fan of this in the other copies at all. This is a 2 for 7. That's a great rate specifically for this set, but I don't want to give them a toughness token so that their blocks are better on a better turn than Who's the Tough Guy. So like probably fine for limited play. There's 0 chance that we see this in constructed. There's just better things that we could be doing with our time. Although good rate, 2 for 7. That's great. That's Ira's CNCs, but her CNC does not give them a toughness token. Her CNC says no defense reactions and break their arsenal. So like there's something to be said there. Next we've got Cheers. 0 cost blue. It's a revered action aura. Blocks for 3. It says go again. So when you play, you can play another card afterwards. When this enters or leaves the arena, the crowd cheers you. At the start of your turn, destroy this. What a quick and easy way to play Cheers, get the crowd on your side, and then all of your if you've been cheered abilities start, as well as on the next turn you will also be Cheers. This card feels like a 4 or 3 of in both of the revered heroes that can play it. You just slam 4 of these, or 3 of these. Sorry, one of my other games we play 4 of. You just slam 3 of these in your deck and you go about your business. There's not much to be said. We want to be cheered. We're going to be cheered. Heroic Grit. Love the black eye. It's yellow, 0 cost, revered action, blocks for 2. Your next attack this turn gets +1 for each toughness token you control. Create a toughness token, period. Go again. So on those turns oh, here's a fun question for you. If I lose the toughness tokens, does it lose the might? This is my inexperience with the game showing through. You ready? So here's my question for everybody at home. I play Heroic Grit. The next attack you turn is +1 for each toughness token you control. Create a toughness. So I've got my 1 toughness token. I then come all the way back to the secret rare or the super rare that says when this attacks, if you control a toughness token, create 3. Oh, I guess this doesn't say break a toughness token. It just says if you control 1, create 3 more. So this would just be a 2 for 10. Okay, my brain said that if I destroy a toughness token and make 3, is it still 4? But Heroic Grit does not actually care about that. Would still love to know the answer of does it have 1 because of the original one you created and then you destroyed it, so it goes to 0, then up to 3 because you now have 3? Or does it see the 1, it gets destroyed, Heroic Grit doesn't care, you've made 3 more? There it is. I guess it would just be you don't control them and you don't control this one anymore. So it'd just be the 3. I think I answered my own question. I'm leaving all this in the video. I don't care. Heroic Pose. Another set of cards. Revered Action. So 1 cost. Your next attack this turn gets +1. The crowd cheers you. Go again. Love this, especially in the crowd cheers you matters. It's a very easy way. You could just like cheer 3 or 4 times, and we've seen previous cards that say if you're blocking for 6 on a 3 block card, this is the way to do it. Is we just like pitch a blue, we go heroic pose, play a thing, especially with like as we look at like a play that like Tough Nut could do, right? Like if everything lines up or a Magic Christmas land, I pitch with Tough Nut's ability for the 3 resources, and I go heroic pose into an attack. I've cheered 3 times, I've made 3 toughness tokens, and then I've got +6 to my move, plus whatever the thing that I'm swinging is. Like there's a lot of cool ideas that you could have here, depending on what options you have when it comes to the attack. But again, Magic Christmas Land. Is this one going to be index? Depends on how much you need to be cheered. How much positive reinforcement do you need? From here, Humble Entrance. The blue cost, 0 cost, Revered action. Blocks for 2. It says create 3 toughness tokens. Go again. Love it. I think this is totally fine card. It says I will play this card now to say that all my cards block exceptionally well later. No cheering involved, which I think is interesting, because like this card's like very similar to it, of like credit toughness token. But you could be like heroic grit into Humble Entrance and then pop off with a thing, and then like you got 4 toughness tokens on the back end. So like there's a world where like this is a little 2-card tactic that just like feels really rock solid. +4 on mine, and then +4 damage on my next move, and then +4 to every action card that I block with. Seems pretty okay. From here, we've got Darling of the Crowd. Excuse me. It is a yellow block card. Blocks for 3. While this is defending, if you've been cheered this turn, it gets +1. So it's a yellow that blocks for 4 if your deck is working correctly. Seems okay. Seems all right. I don't know if it's going to see a ton of play in Constructed, but I think it's probably pretty decent inside of Sealed, inside of Limited. It's probably fine. You got to figure out how to get cheered. I think that's the big puzzle for a lot of these characters. Not So Mighty, another block card. Tons of block cards. I mean, I guess you have to put them in the set because of confidence counters or confidence tokens. It's a 3. It's a blue. Blocks for 2. It is a block. When this defends a reviled hero's attack, destroy a might token they control. If you do, create a toughness token. Again, very good in Sealed. Only blocks for 2, but it's got a really powerful on-block ability, specifically versus these reviled heroes. Not very good. Let's talk about the brute stuff. Gauntlets of the Tyrannical Rex. What a sick name. Legendary equipment. Blocks for 2. Action. Pay 1. So you got to pitch something. Tap this. Your next attack this turn gets +1. Activate this only if there's a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone. Go again. So the interesting thing about the gauntlets here is I can't even activate them if I don't have it. So like it costs 1 to play. I can't be like, oh, I'll play the thing, and then I'll pitch the card with 6. Oh, my next thing gets +1. I have to have already paid some sort of cost. So, as an action, not an instant, I think this card is actually a little difficult to play. Unless, like, the pumps that you are playing, or the cards that you're playing before your attacks, are, like, have some sort of cost. Or in your brute deck, you have to find some way to play 2 attacks, which I guess is like an acceptable thing to do, right? Like there are certainly ways for you to like play this action and like make your club swing, like do a club swing, figure out how to give it, go again, and then play another attack, or probably in the opposite order, play an attack, then swing your club, and the club will get a little better. But it just, I don't know. It seems difficult to use because of this rider of activate only if there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone. Seems tough. From here, we've got Overbearing Presence, Brute Equipment Chest, blocks for 1, it's got Blade Break. Action, pay 3, destroy this, create 3 Vigor tokens, activate only if there is a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone. This, again, seems tough to interact with. But I guess I mean, I guess with KO's identity, like you can just like instant speed, fill up your pitch zone, and be like, ah, there's a 6. I guess I'll activate, and my thing will be good. But it seems tough. I guess like this is pay 3 now to get 3 Vigor tokens later. Which, like, I'll pay 3 now to like make my next turn really cheap. Then the crowd will boo you as KO. You'll get 1 more Vigor token, and then now your activation is free. So like you've got a 6 damage move guaranteed for sure. Tough. We've got Reckless Stampede. Brute action card, can go on anybody. It is a red line, cost 2, 7 difficulty, or 7 damage, blocks for 0. Whenever a card defends this, clash with a defending hero. The winner, whenever a card defends this, clash with a defending hero. The winner deals 1 damage to each other hero. To the other hero, each hero may put the revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. So let's talk about it. When you first read this card, you're like, oh, if you block my Reckless Stampede, you potentially burn for 1. We get to read it again. Whenever a card defends this, I'm pretty sure this means if my rival blocks with all 4 cards, we're going to clash 4 times, and we're going to be burning 4 health. So it is a 2 for 7 that has the potential to burn 4 times in some matchups. This card seems insane in some matchups, right? Like I'm imagining like I'm playing against this as the guard as warrior, and I've got no attack actions in my deck. I just have none. I'm playing as a ninja, and I just get stampeded. I block this thing twice, and then I get burned for 2 because I blocked. That sucks. That sucks. If I'm at 1, I just die. I have to win a clash. That's impossible. This card seems crazy. At the same time, not looking to clash versus the Guardians or the other brutes or the illusionists, right? They got 0 for 7s, 0 for 6s, and so this card seems really, really solid. This card seems really, really solid as just a brute attack action. Seems cool. Energetic Impact. Blue line, costs 3, swings for 5, blocks for 3. When this defends together with a card with 6 or more power, create a Vigor token. Love this in the other KO. This is a blue line 5 damage move, which he makes 6 everywhere else. And then when you block with another 6 damage, I guess, hold on. It's 6 everywhere but the combat chain, right? So I guess you'd have to block with a real 6, not a fake 6 to get the Vigor token. Interesting. I guess like this card's good with KO, that first KO still because of that reason. But like probably not, you can't block with a fake 6, you gotta block with a real 6. So block with 2 cards, a thing that you're likely to do, and then start your turn, gain an extra resource. Seems decent. Followed by, like, if this is just a 6 damage move that KO wants to discard. It's a blue line, so it pays for your whole turn. Seems okay. Seems good enough. Up next, we've got Disturb the Peace. Red line, 2 diff, 6 damage, 3 block. This attack can't be defended by Guardian auras. Now we're talking. When this hits a Guardian hero, destroy an aura they control. Whoa. Previously, we talked about how there are only 2 revered and reviled heroes in the game. There are way more Guardians, especially with the last pack being Guardian Mastery pack. So the fact that, like, if Guardian is at your locals, you just get to, like, slam 3 Disturb the Peace and be like, no. No auras, I'm gonna break your shit. That's so dope. I will disturb the peace. I'm here for it. I think this is a very, very cool card. I think it's dope. I'm here for it. Smashing Ground. Blue line, 3 diff, 5 damage, blocks for 3. If this has 6 or more damage, it gets, when this hits a hero, destroy a card of their arsenal. So all you gotta do is find 1 little damage, and you got a CNC. You got a 3 diff, blue line CNC. this card's great. This card's so good, exactly what Brute wanted, especially second or first KO. Just saying that, like, when this one's discarded, do the thing, and he makes might tokens, so like perfect for him. I think it's a little rough for the other brutes that exist in the game, even new KO, because like paying 4 to make this 5 into a 6 does not sound that great. But he makes enough might tokens as a reviled character to like feel good. But it feels so good in second KO. This exactly what that character wanted. Smash with Big Rock. Yellow line, 2 difficulty, 6 damage, 0 block. Cards defending this can't gain block. We've seen so many cards. What a crazy! I just saw the quote at the bottom. It's very funny. This card is good. This card's just like all around good. This is a good card. I am a fan of this one. It might be a little tough in the main board. Like a 2 for 6 is probably fine. But I think in like the sideboard, like a 1 or a 2 of is probably really cool, because there's so many cards. We've even seen them so far inside these videos of like, I block with this and I gain defense because of XYZ reason, and Smash with Big Rock just like ignores that. Like quick dodge flexors can't block this card, right? If you would need it or want it or whatever. So there's a reason to play this card. I just don't know how consistent it is as a 2/6 yellow line no block. Song of Sinew, yellow line, 0 cost, brute action blocks for 2. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, period. Your next attack this turn gets plus X, X power, where X is the number of cards with 6 or more revealed this way. Put them back in any order. So look at your next hand. You get a bunch of damage bonus based on what it is. Very cool in KO2 because you're showing your 5s into 6s, and so very solid. Very honestly, just a good in every brute that is like playing a high level, a high amount of just attack actions. Like I think that this is probably really good in things like Levia, of like, because they constantly want to have 6s in their discard pile, so they're playing a very high number of them so they can remove them, and so just being like, my undercosted 6 diff because I've got Blood Dead on it is just gonna hit even harder. I think I'm in. I think I'm so down. I'm here for it. I think this card is cool. I don't know if it's like a mandatory 3 of, but this is my brute inexperience showing of like, I'm sure there's some brute players that are like, this card is absolutely going to be a 3 of, and you obviously you got to do it. You get to figure out what your next hand looks like. You know, actually, hold on. The cool whoa. The cool thing about this card is there are so many brute cards that say draw a card, discard a random card, that you are sometimes just like ripping the card off the top and be like, I sure hope this is a 6. Song of Sinew guarantees it's that 6. So I think for that reason, I think this card is probably that 3 of that we're looking for. 0 cost, make my move stronger, guarantee I've got the random draw discard. Probably where it's at. Probably why it blocks for 2. It's very good. We've got a brute line. Red, yellow, blue, strongest survives. 3 diff, 7/6, 5 damage, blocks for 3. When this hits a hero, they discard a card unless they reveal a card with, from their hand with power greater than the damage dealt this way. So, strongest. This is card's so interesting. Hold on. Let me. I have to do the math in my head. So if I play, we'll talk red line exclusively because it's like the strongest one. The strongest survive. I play my red line. I block with no cards. I have to reveal an 8 damage move. I block with 1 card. I take 4. I have to show a 5 damage move. I block with 2 cards. I have to show a 2. I block with 3 cards. I overblocked by 2, and I have 1 card left in my hand. As a single card, 3 for 7, this is some insane value, right? Like, this is just crazy. When this hits a hero, they discard a card unless they reveal a card from their hand with power greater than the damage dealt this way. This card's crazy. This card in yellow and red is like nuts. Just because of the amount of hand tax it does. This, like, Strongest Survives makes them take a turn off. You should just, it just makes you take a turn off. Like, you block it, or you or like, you take it and you just, like, are down a card. Like, better than Intimidate. Whoa. That card's pretty sick. Oh, next we got Vigorous Roar, red line, 0 diff. Brute action, blocks for 2. Your next attack this turn gets +3, period. If there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone, create a Vigor token, go again. Very cool to weave in between your moves, especially if you have some sort of go again. Of like, I play an attack, I Vigorous Roar, and then go. Also, it does say your next attack this turn gets +3. It does not say your next brute attack or attack action, and so it can be on your weapon. So Mandible Claws getting +3 as a 0 cost seems really solid. Probably, I mean, 0 for 3. Just like my next attack is +3 is like good. As somebody who is a 0 for 3 Andy over in the Warrior, like I love Sharpened Steel as a card. Just like 0 for 3, go again, let it rock. This has 0 for 3, go again with an upside. I'm in. Does only block for 2. That could be a little tough, but if you're just like trying to be aggressive, then who cares about the block zone, right? I'm thinking for 9 damage. Who cares? Visit the Boneyard. I've seen this one. This one's crazy. Blue line, 0 cost, brute instant. So you can play it anytime you want, as long as you have priority. Put a card with 6 or more power from your graveyard on top of your deck, period. That line alone is just so incredibly strong. Hey, this card that absolutely, how many times has my rival been like, I was just waiting for the red pulping. I've already played 2 of them. I need my last one. We have 3 more red pulpings in our deck. Create a Vigor token, period. This card just like adding your kill condition, adding your specialization, adding your whatever you would need, want, whatever from a discard pile on top of your deck is so good. It's so good. It also, like, it doesn't even like say brute card. And we'll talk about it over and over and over again. This is just put CNC on top of your deck, and then create a Vigor token so your CNC is a 1 cost. Like, that's crazy. Like Visit the Boneyard plus Tunic says free CNC. Like that's nuts. That's like so good. That's crazy. That's a crazy like 1 card hand. Up next, I've got Asking for Trouble, yellow line, brute block, blocks for 4. When this defends, create a Vigor token under the attacking hero's control. So I block my 4 block, great block, beautiful block, love the biggest block of all time. You get a Vigor token, so your next turn, you have 1 extra energy. Tough. Obviously, if the blocks save your life, then like giving them the resource is worth it. If the difference between you giving up 2 cards versus 1 card for the Asking for Trouble, worth it, but is making their turn easier to play next turn. Like it is trading you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Like if it lets you win the game, sure, I'm in for it. But giving my rival a Vigor token seems spooky. Seems very scary, to say the least. From here, we've got Bash Guardian, as he's just using him as the club. That's so funny. Red line, 2 diff, swings for 6, blocks for 2. If this is defended by a Guardian card, this gets +1. When this hits a Guardian hero, destroy an aura token they control. Very similar to a card that we saw previously. This card's neat. This card's fine. Again, cool in the sideboard if you care about Guardians, but if the metagame is not Guardian filled, then what do you do? Familiar Stench, red line, 2 block, or 2 diff, 6 swings for 6, blocks for 2. When 1 or more brute cards defend this, create a Vigor token. Again, very cool in Very cool in limited. Not making the list in constructed even a little bit. It's like when are you gonna be blocked? Like the mirror match. It's like, do I care about having a vigor token that much? If you block my thing, that like this is all it does. If it randomly had go again, like make it a 3 diff with go again, and then like we can talk. But not where it's at, I think. Up next, speaking of go again, Buck Wild. We got a full set, red, yellow, blue. Cost 3 is a 7/6/5 damage move. Blocks for 2. If there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone, this gets go again, period. So, love the yellows here, but the yellow doesn't pay for itself. So, like a double Buck Wild hand feels kind of bad there. And also, like if you've got yellow Buck Wild and blue Buck Wild, then it means that I pitched the blue and it doesn't have 6 or more, which means it doesn't get go again. But I only had 2 card hands, so I couldn't do the go again anyways. There's probably just like better things that you could be doing, but I think as a new, fresh player into the game, I think Buck Wild does that thing of gives you the go again you need to activate your if I have a 6 in my discard pile, do a cool thing identity. Up next, we've got Flex Speed, 2 difficulty. It says if it has 6 or more power, it gets go again, period. Wait, hold on. We're gonna go back. This card in KO seems crazy. Yes? Because the blues are good. In the first KO. Because the blues are good. If there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone, it gets go again. They're all going to have 6 or more. The blue Buck Wilds have 6 or more. So I'll be swinging for 5. I'm in. I'm in on the blue ones in previous KO. Flex Speed. It essentially has got hidden text you can't seed. If you made a might token last turn, this card has go again. I'm only gonna be running the red ones. I think getting 2 might tokens or 3 might tokens seems like a little tough for a blue line 2 diff 3 blocks for 3. Maybe if the block for 3 matters to you at all, like it's fine, it's okay. But love the art though. I love ripping through all the characters. It's very cool. It's great art. It's very good. Up next, we got Flex Strength. Same, it's a set 2 diff, 4/3, 2 damage, blocks for 3. If this has 6 or more power, it gets +3/+3 and +3. So the diminishing returns are the initial stats, not the bonus stats, which I think is great. Pay 2 for 7, 8, 9 on the red is probably fine if you can jump through the hoop to like find the extra 2 power. But then as we go down further and further, it gets a little tougher to justify. Like trying to find 4 extra damage on the blue Flex Strength to make it the 9 seems difficult. Seems tough. But you know, if you can find the hoops to jump through, and you can jump through them, card's I'm sure okay. Give them a piece of your mind. What is this art? Who is it? Who is Sad Irfan? I've seen like there's so much stylization in this art. It's so cool. Give them a piece of your mind. It's a full set, 2 diff, 7/6/5 damage, blocks for 2. When the combat chain closes, if this didn't hit, the defending hero creates a vigor token. If it didn't hit, the defending hero creates a vigor token. Probably fine as the red line, but I'd be nervous about it. I think there's just like better things to be doing. Like swing big, I think is like a better idea here, but swing big I believe doesn't block. This does. So if you value the block, less attack by 1. I think also swing big. I think swing big is also a 2. So like we're trading 1 point of damage for the block. And this actually might be like better than swing big. Question mark. Unless I'm forgetting a thing that's on swing big. It might be like you make a quicken token if they take damage on it. I can't remember. But this might be like your replacement for swing big. I think this card is red is good. I think it's good and cool. I think this for 7 is probably fine. High-pitched howl. It's a set, 2 diff, 6/5/4 damage, blocks for 3. When this attacks, if there's a card with 6 or more in your pitch zone, create a vigor token. I'm into this one. This one is dope. I like the yellow lines in previous KO because of how he interacts with the pitch zone. And then just saying is a 2-diff that says that my next turn is a little cheaper and easier to play. Seems pretty okay to me. Okay, up next I've got Rough Up. Again, a full set. 2-diff, 6/5/4 damage, blocks for 3. If there's a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone, this gets +1. Again, I think it's totally fine. It's a 2-diff, swings for 7, but that's kind of all it does. It's a little extra hard. Good for the break points. Probably good with might tokens as well. It just depends on what the synergy looks like and what other pieces you have. It's probably just like more high impact things. But as a new card, as a common card, if you're new to the game, I think this is pretty okay. Unexpected Backhand. Another set. 3-diff, 7/6/5 damage, blocks for 3. When you win a clash, revealing this, deal 1 damage to the other hero. Yo, there is a world where there is a deck that is all like brute clashing, that is Stampede Unexpected Backhand, that if you block my Stampede at all, I burn you for 8 by like revealing an Unexpected Backhand, burning you for 1 on the backhand. I won the clash, burn you again, burn you from backhand, burn you again. It's like I burn you for 8 for blocking my thing. So cool, so cool. Is it good? No, but it's nice to see that the synergy is there, which is neat. But 3 for 7 is probably a little undervalued, and so it's probably not where it's at. Vigorous Smash Up. It's another line. 3 difficulty, 7/6/5 damage, blocks for 3. When this defends, clash with the attacking hero. The winner creates a Vigor token. You may put the revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. The winner creates a you may put your revealed card on the bottom of his owner's deck. I see. So they can't move their card, but I can move mine. And I'm pretty sure that's whether I win or not, because it's separated by a period. It doesn't say the word and. The winner creates a Vigor token. It doesn't say and you may put, or it's just you do it, which is pretty cool. Again, if you're running a Clash Brute deck, probably going to have to run it. I don't know how many more clashes exist, but I like the Clash mechanic existing again after heavy hitters. That's fine. Bark Obscenities. Red line, 0-diff, brute action, blocks for 2. Your next attack that targets a guardian hero this turn gets +4 period. Go again. I dig it. I think this is neat. This is fine. Again, how much do you hate Guardian, I guess, is the question of how much do you like this card or not. But 0 for 4 is good. And there it is. There is this video. Super Slam looks dope. It looks really exciting. If you liked the Super Slam and you liked my my previews, or if you have any thoughts or opinions on the things that I said, or I got any rulings wrong or whatnot, please let me know down in the comments down below, and or come and join over in the Discord. Let's have a conversation about your cool Super Slam decks and ideas and whatnot. If this was your first Tam Cardwell Super Slam video, make sure you go check out the other Super Slam first looks in the playlist, which will be available. And with that, thank you very much for watching, guys. This is super fun to record. We'll catch you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.